All right, so what we're going to be doing on this particular video is I have a live client that I'm going to be walking through how to generate leads on LinkedIn. More importantly, how to generate qualified leads on LinkedIn. Now, if you've been following me for any length of time, there are several videos up on YouTube on how to set up your LinkedIn profile. It all starts with your LinkedIn profile. If you want to generate high quality professional leads on LinkedIn, you gotta look the part. So for those of you that don't have a LinkedIn profile that's solid, you want to go back and look at the YouTube video, how to turn LinkedIn into a lead generating machine, and then LinkedIn Exposed. Those are both free up on my YouTube channel, and get your LinkedIn profile dialed. So first thing is you need to have a really good, solid LinkedIn profile. It needs to have everything about you, everything filled out. You want to achieve, well, now that Microsoft bought it, I still got some more work to do apparently, but you want to achieve at least the intermediate profile strength or above. So apparently we need to do some more work here. Okay, so with that said, the other thing that you're going to want to get a premium version of LinkedIn. There's several different premium versions. If you're using LinkedIn for lead generation, you want the Sales Navigator premium version. Sales Navigator will give you, ever since Microsoft bought LinkedIn, it's a pay-for-play service now. But if you want to go fishing for leads and building leads lists, you're going to need a premium version. Now, you can get a premium version free for, I believe, minimum of 30 days, but I believe it's 60 days. So you can try it out for free for 60 days. Use that to generate as many leads as you can, to generate as many appointments as you can, to close new business, and then find a client to pay for your premium version of LinkedIn. That's how I would advise any client, okay? So you're going to want the Sales Navigator version of LinkedIn. So with that said, let me bring on my client. We're talking to Shannon Jones today. She's with Envia Solutions out of Folsom, California. Shannon, say hello, please.
Hey, John.
So we're ready for Turkey Day here. And before we go on Turkey Day, we're going to talk about how to generate leads here on LinkedIn. So can you kind of share with you, what is it that you do? What is it, your professional background, and what you currently do now for Envia?
Gosh, I am sort of a contract administrator slash admin and chief cook and bottle washer. Whatever it needs to get done, I do.
Fantastic, fantastic. So in Envia, for those of you that don't know, is one of the top cybersecurity companies in the country. So Shannon basically runs the show over there as far as making sure everything gets done. And we're going to be profiling one of the owners here today, because his profile will show Shannon how to utilize. His name is Srini. I'm going to show you, Shannon, how to use Srini's profile to generate a massive amount of leads for Envia. So for the rest of you that are watching this video, I want you to be thinking in terms of who is a perfect client for you. So for many years, a perfect client for Envia Solutions has been a state or local government or federal government as it relates to cyber security. Envia Solutions and I started working together about 1.5 years ago, and we created a private sector offering for cybersecurity, because that's one of the gifts and talents they have is really cybersecurity beyond just a firewall. Most IT managed service companies out there, and if you are a small business where you are a $10 million company or higher, meaning you probably have about 20 to 25 computer users or more, here's probably the scenario that you have. You have an IT managed service company. You have probably a couple of servers. They have come in and they've installed a firewall, and that's what they call security. And for most businesses, that's security. But it does not mean that you cannot be hacked, okay? So I've owned 4 different IT managed service companies over the last 20 years. I currently run 5 others across the country, and I will tell you beyond a shadow of a doubt, the biggest reason I work with Envia is because they take cybersecurity to a whole nother level. We all know this year that Verizon got hacked, Equifax got hacked, just found out the other day that Uber got hacked. These are massive companies that have entire security teams in place, and they get hacked. So you as the small business owner, if you don't think you can get hacked, you got another thing coming, okay? So you want to reach out to Envia, and I know this is kind of a commercial for Envia. I promise I'm going to get to lead generation here, but definitely want to point that out. Now, one of the strategies that I've talked to Envia about, now that all the foundational stuff is in place for the corporate offerings and the private sector offerings, is now we got to go out and generate leads for their business. And Shannon is an extremely professional person, and I'm going to basically teach her and show her on today's video how to do that with no cost at all, except for a small investment of time utilizing LinkedIn. For everyone else that is listening to this either on podcast or they're watching it on YouTube, I want you to know that you can do this with your business as well. So first, it starts off with identifying who your perfect client is. And in the Envia situation, perfect client is going to be any company that's $10 million or higher, 25 computer users or more, and they really, really care about the security of their network. That is the number one qualifier. So we're looking for the owner, or we're looking for a CFO. Those are typically the people that are in charge of cybersecurity or technology within a company. So we already know that's a perfect client for the new offerings that I've created for Envia. What you're going to need to do is identify who your perfect client is. And if you don't know how to do that, go to my YouTube channel, look up Perfect Client Exercise, or look up Sales to Marketing Funnel or Marketing to Sales Funnel. It's a talk I did for the Rockland Chamber of Commerce. And I walk you through step by step how to identify your perfect client. Okay, so Shannon, here we go. So basically what we need to do is we're going to go to either Serini or you can go to Shobha. So Shobha is the other owner. Let me pull her up real quick so everybody knows who Shobha is. Shobha is one of the founder, basically, of Envia, and is known all over. She actually got an award for top woman business owner in the whole Sacramento region. So let's actually focus on Shobha. Okay, so one of the things we noticed about Shobha, she's got a LinkedIn profile. She's got 500 or more contacts, but notice we cannot click on that. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to go over to Sales Navigator, which is the premium version of LinkedIn. And because Shobha and I are in what's called a first degree connection, meaning we are directly connected, okay, I now have access to her connections, okay? So all I'm going to do is I'm going to click on her connections. Now, she, and this is a kind of a tip for you, she has her connections locked down, okay? So what that basically means is I am not going to get access to her connections today, which is a good, I wish I would have known this ahead of time, but it's a good point here to make. If you don't want somebody else doing this with your connections, you should go into the settings and lock down your connections where they only have access to the shared connections that you have, okay? So fortunately, I'm going to go back over here and I'm going to attack Serini, okay? So Serini does not have his contacts locked down, if memory serves me correctly, okay? And if he does, we'll find somebody else, okay? So he has all of his connections open. See, I got access to all of his connections, okay? So all I'm going to do here is I'm going to go down here where it says See All Connections. You see that, Shannon?
I see it.
Okay. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this. And it's going to give me access to his connections list. This is almost the best analogy I can give. It would be like me going to Sereni and going, "Hey, can I borrow your cell phone for a second? I want to download all your contacts to Excel, and I'll just be a couple of minutes." You know, if I said that to, Sereni, well, actually, let me ask you this, Shannon. If I said that to you and said, "Hey, Shannon, let me borrow your cell phone. I want to access all of your contacts," what would you say to me?
Thanks for asking.
But no thanks, right?
Right.
So same here. I asked Sereni that, and he goes, "No, I don't think so." I go, "No problem. I'll just go to LinkedIn, dude. We're connected." So here's what I have. I have access to over 999 contacts. Okay. I can get as granular as I want. Okay. I already know what I'm looking for, which is I'm looking for a president, somebody that has president in their LinkedIn profile, or somebody that has CEO, okay, or somebody that has CFO, okay. So somebody has one of those in their thing, okay. I'm either looking for first tier connections, second tier connections, or people that are in a group, okay. For the sake of this exercise, okay, I'm going to keep it just like this, okay. The other thing I want is, okay, do I want to target the whole United States? Do I want to target just California, San Francisco, or Folsom? Well, I want to target local. So I want to target Sacramento. I want to target Folsom, okay? I want to target San Francisco Bay Area. And that's what I want to target, okay? Then what I want is I want the size of the company, okay? So I want any company that is 11 to 50 users. I want any size company between 51 and 200. And let's just target that, okay? So I can go down here and say, okay, I want a CXO. I want maybe a business partner, maybe an owner, okay? And so now what happens is it's whittled this down to, as soon as the screen catches up, 27 results, okay? So now I have 27 people that meet that criteria, okay? So now what I want to do is I want to go fishing, okay? I want to go in here and I want to say, okay, who is target, okay? We're looking to sell cybersecurity services. So this guy, Rahul, Triune Informatics, means I'm not connected to him, but Sereni is. So if I wanted to meet this guy, I'm one connection away from meeting this guy, but I need to see if this person's a target for me. So I'm going to actually click on his profile. And because I have the premium version of LinkedIn, I get access to all the stuff in his profile. So he's the president and founder of Triune Informatics. Okay. So I'll go down here, and typically, okay, is a full service IT consulting, staffing, executive search, and disability staffing company based out of Fremont, California. Okay, 2005, fastest growing businesses. This could be a really good network partner. Okay, technology entrepreneur, has been in business for 12 years, 7 months. So I'm going to actually keep this guy. The reason this guy is a really good lead is because if he literally owns an IT company, IT consulting company, but it looks like he does executive search staffing. It looks like he's more on the staffing end, okay? But I want to find out. So basically what I'm going to do here, because I have a premium version, is I'm going to hit Save Lead, okay? So in Save Lead, okay, I'm going to be able to go over to my list, okay? So where it says Saved Leads, I'm going to go into Saved Leads. And there he is. So now what I want to do is I want to tag this guy because I want to build a library of leads in different types of categories. This guy has a potential. If I was creating this lead for Envia, right, I would go, okay, he is a cybersecurity target. Okay, he's also a decision maker. He's also an influencer, and then I'm going to hit apply, and now he's tagged in 3 different. He's got 3 different tags to his deal. Okay. So the other thing I want to do is I want to tag him. I want to create a new tag, and for those of you that have not followed me or understand, there's a principle I teach called POI. Okay, he's a potential POI, person of influence. If you don't know what person of influence is, go to pretty much any of the lead generation stuff I have out there, and I teach POI. If you still don't find it, just send me an email, and I will send you a 5-part video series that would teach you POI. Okay, so this guy's a potential POI. He has a most likely a high percentage of Sereni's target market inside his network. Okay, so there we go. Now I've got 1 lead. Then I'm going to go back over here, back to my search, and I've got him saved as a lead. Now I'm going to go, okay, who else do I want? Co-founder, board of directors, Anoth. He's in San Francisco, 4 years, 9 months. He's the co-founder. He's on the board of directors. What is this company? So I'm going to go back through here. I'm going to go, okay, computer software, product strategic management, product marketing, competitive SWOT analysis. And then I can click on the company here. So I'm going to click on the company here and go, who is this? What is this company? Connected vehicle solutions are disrupting traditional markets with GPS tracking. Shook up the traditional GPS and tracking market, which replace points, social approach, blah, 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 blah. It looks like 454 employees. They range between 201 and 500 employees. They're a computer software company. Definitely a target prospect for us. They're a privately held company. They definitely have the employee count. Looks like they're working on a bunch of really good top secret stuff that they probably don't want stolen. And so we're going to save these people, this person, because he is the founder. We're going to save this person as a lead simply because he is already connected to Sereni. Okay. So Sereni can literally send this guy a direct message. So I'm going to hit save as lead. And you might even ask Sereni. Sereni might actually know this person personally. Okay. I'm going to save the company because the company is definitely a target client, a target prospect now that would definitely benefit from Envia's newly enhanced cybersecurity offerings. And so I've got this person saved as a lead. I'm going to go tag him here in a minute, but I want to go a little bit, do some more fishing. My target right now is to create 4 leads. That's my target market. Okay. Stanfield Systems, Sacramento, 2 years, VP of State and Local Solutions. He's not really a decision maker, so I'm not going to go there. Matt Gardner, William Jessup University is huge. They have a tremendous amount of technology there. Their campus is located right down the street from my house, actually. And he's the founding director, and so he's probably got some influence here. So we're going to click on Matt real quick just to verify a couple of things. I already know what William is. I already know they have more than 25 users, and they invest heavily in their technology. So founding director, this guy's a member of everything. I mean, this is a very well-connected person, and Sereni is directly connected to him. Okay, so if I actually wanted to meet this guy, I would add him to my LinkedIn, which I'm going to do right now because I'm on my LinkedIn. But this would definitely be a lead for Envia. I'm going to tag him. This part says, okay, where do I want to know this guy from? And he's from William Jessup University. Okay. Now, Kiefer Consulting, he's the president, Chad Hodges, HSB Solutions, SimSoft, LinkSource. Now, what's interesting, Kurt Lewis is a client of my other client, okay? So, and I know their business, and they are definitely, and actually, I can actually get a meeting with Srini and Kurt, and this would be a great lead for Envia. So basically, I'm amazed that I'm not actually connected to this guy in the first degree. That's kind of embarrassing. So anyways, I'm going to save this as a lead as well. Okay, I already know that that's going to be a candidate. I know Chad Hodges personally, so I'm going to save that as well. Me and Srini both know him, and that would be a good fit as well. Let's see, who else do we see here? Because I'm trying to teach you, Shannon, how to go fishing here, right? So what we're looking for, again, we're looking for, we've already done our sorts. We already know these people have the amount of employees that we're looking for. Creighton Enterprises, Jim Creighton, he's the owner, operator, 11 years, been in business. We know he's got lots of employees. Okay, what is Creighton Enterprises? That would be a very interesting thing to understand. We have 12 QSR restaurants, small production facility, silk screen, vinyl cutting, and digital dog tag capabilities. So probably not too concerned about cybersecurity because he's not protecting a lot. So probably not going to spend time on this guy. All right, so let's go back to our list and see how many leads we have now. So within a matter of, go ahead.
Hey, John, what I think is interesting about that, though, is that he worked at Intel, and maybe he's not a direct, but since both Srini and Shobha used to work at Intel, he might not be a direct link, but he might know somebody who knows somebody.
That's a good point. That's
so
a good
my
point.
question,
So let's add him on there as well then.
You know, in a screening process, and this would be a conversation with Shobha and Srini. You know, okay, what work has he done with his first level contacts? And let's flush that out, and then we go after the second levels, and then maybe we start pushing against the, you know, for lack of a better description, to use a Facebook term, you know, friends of friends. Because
so I like your thinking there.
Yeah, because if this guy was Intel, and it seems to me as he flashed by, he was engineering at Intel. He's got the bend toward security.
Yeah. Well, the other thing I look at is this, because you make a great point, is how big is this guy's network, right?
Yeah, exactly.
He only has 101 connections, but 101 of who, right?
Well, and go
so
down a little bit
look
and look at his background.
Yeah, 9 years at Intel. He was a systems integration engineer. So he's probably got some really good connections in there. But he's connected to Srini, he's connected to Mark, and he's connected to 100 other people. So for the sake of this training video, here's what I tell people is when I look to add somebody to my network, unless they are very specific, I'm only looking to add people that have big networks, people that have at least 500 plus. That's why when you're building your own LinkedIn profile, it's very important to get to 500 plus connections that shows that you are a professional on LinkedIn, and then you have a big network. There's a whole other video that I've done that will guide people through, guides people through that. So, but okay, so for the sake of time, let's go to the leads that we already have saved. Okay. So here's the leads that we already have saved. And as soon as the screen comes up, come on. You can do it. Come on. Got a little latency problem here. Okay. All right, so we know Chad, we just added them. Okay, so Chad, Matt, Anant, we already tagged him. Okay, so I select all three of them, and I'm going to hit tag. and cybersecurity target, their decision makers, could be potential POI, okay? And I'm going to hit apply, okay? Now, because I have a premium version of LinkedIn, okay, I can actually send this guy a message, or I can send an email. And basically, because Chad and I are connected, okay, all I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here, and this is something that you can do if you're going after creating your own leads. I'm going to hit copy, okay, I'm going to copy his name, and since Chad and I are both connected to Srini, okay, he's connected to me, I'm connected to him, so is Srini, so I'm going to basically send him a message.
And
in
language, what's the difference between an in-mail and a message?
So on a premium version of LinkedIn, I get so many in-mails per month. In other words, I'm not connected to the person, so I can't spam them with a bunch of messages, right? Mm-hmm. If I'm connected to somebody directly in LinkedIn, that's a great question, by the way. If I'm connected to somebody directly in LinkedIn, I can send them a direct message. I don't have to purchase what's called an in-mail message. Okay. In-mail means that we are not connected in the first degree, and I don't know them, they don't know me, but yet I want to send them a private email, basically private message, right? And so it actually costs money to do that. It's part. I only get so many in-mails per month per premium account, but I can purchase more. Okay, does that make sense? Does that answer your question? Mm-hmm. So Chad here is connected, right? So basically what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go, hello, Chad. I noticed that both you and I are directly connected to with Envia Solutions. In Folsom. Envia is a client of mine. How do you know Srini? Best John Iron. Now, I mean, I can go into all kinds of stuff about Envia. I can go into all kinds of stuff about my deal, right? I can go into all. This is where the biggest mistake people make on LinkedIn is they start puking or spewing their commercial, their pitch, without even saying hello. Right? I mean, have you witnessed that too?
Yeah, and I hit the delete button pretty quick.
Pretty quick, right? So it'd be like me walking into a bar and going up to the bar, seeing a lady that I'm interested in, going up and saying, hey, would you like to get married? Right? It's just, I'm going to be looked at as weird, probably get slapped in the face. Probably the cops are probably going to get called on me, 5150. I mean, it's just not going to work out, right? And so it's the same thing with LinkedIn here, right? Even though Chad and I are connected, it's been years since I've chatted with Chad. And so I'm going to send him a message, okay? And I'm going to basically start a dialogue. I'm going to start a conversation that's going to go back and forth about 4 or 5 times, and I'm going to keep the topic off of me and what I'm doing. I'm going to talk in more terms about somebody else, okay? I'm going to talk in terms about him and what's going on in his world, and I'm going to get enough questions out there where I'm ultimately going to ask him for a 10-minute phone call. Why a 10-minute phone call? Well, because on a 10-minute phone call, everybody's got 10 minutes. It's not very risky to give somebody 10 minutes of your time. On that 10-minute call, I can see if it makes sense for us to actually connect and have a meeting and discuss business. So if I wanted to meet with Matt Gardner here, right? So we got Matt here, okay? So Matt is is not directly connected to me, but he is connected to Serini. Okay, so I can basically send the exact same message. I should have actually went back. I wonder if I could go back and grab. I'd have to go back and grab the previous message. So yeah, actually go back to. Anyways, basically what I would do for the sake of time is I would grab the same message I sent Chad, send the exact same message to Matt, and just change the name, right? And I would do the same thing with Anant. I would do the same thing with Raul. Okay. Now, the reason I'm teaching you this way is because one of the things I want you to do is go to Serini or Shobha's profile. Have Shobha allow you access to her profile as far as her connection. She can go in there and do that. And what I want you to do is just fish for 4 leads a day out of their LinkedIn profile and start that dialogue and say, hey, I happen to work for Serini at Envia, and we've launched, really want to ask, how do you know Serini? How long has it been since you've talked to him? There's been a lot of stuff that's changed with our company, and we'd really like to catch up with you and see, what's going on with your company and how we might be able to refer business back and forth or do business together. Keep it low key. Our whole goal is to find a time where we can spend a 10-minute phone call with that person in Serini. Okay. So any questions about how to generate leads on LinkedIn here?
No, I think I've got a pretty good handle on it.
And is this something that you can do on a daily basis?
Yeah, I'd have to carve out time and just commit to it.
Yeah.
So my question would be, okay, so they respond, I start the tennis match back and forth, then set up either appointments or start an email conversation outside of LinkedIn and allow them via a tool to set up their own appointment with Serini?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, you can go either route. Let's just say I'm you, right? And let's just say Chad responds back. Okay, he's going to respond back. It's the day before Thanksgiving, so he's probably not going to respond back today, but he's going to respond back. Yeah, I do know Serini, or I don't know Serini. Oh, okay, great. Well, what have you been up to, Chad? How's things going with your business? I'm looking at HSB Solutions. I was looking at your site. Looks like you guys are up to some really great things. It's been a while since we chatted, and I could do this with anybody in my first degree. Okay, anybody in my first degree, whether I know them, yes or no, they became a first degree at some point because either I connected with them or they connected with me. So we did have a dialogue at some point in the past in order for them to become connected to me. So my dialogue is always, when I get somebody that responds back, I go, hey, it's been a while since we've connected, and catch me up with your business. What's exciting? What's your big goal this year? What are you looking to get accomplished? How can I help you achieve your goals this year through my network here? And I send it off, and they go, oh man, people like to talk about themselves. Yeah. Okay, that's the one thing about human beings, is we love to talk about ourselves if given the audience to do so. So Chad will go, man, I've been doing this, I've been doing this, I've been doing this, I've been doing this, man, we got this exciting thing going on, thank you so much for asking. How's it going with you, John? Catch me up with you. He's going to respond that way because human beings are very predictable. Okay, I asked him about him. He's going to share with me about him, and then because he is a professional, he's going to ask me about me. And I'm going to say, hey, you know what? Been doing a lot of great things. Too much to type here. Tell you what, here's my, go to my website. I've got a podcast, or go to my website, or go to my LinkedIn, or go here. You can send them to Envia's website. You can say, hey, you know what? Shobha just got awarded one of the top awards for women business owners in Sacramento. Here's that article. Tell you what, why don't we schedule a time to have a 10-minute phone call to catch up? And I'm just going to put that back out to him. But what I do, and you have the same system set up, is I use youcanbook.me. So youcanbook.me. So I'm going to send them over to I'm going to say, hey man, go to the website, johnpyron.com, And I'm going to send him over to my site, and I'm going to say, hey, go to my website, and what I want you to do is scroll down, and there's a button there called Book Appointment. And what I want you to do is I want you to go over there and find a time that works for you. That way we don't have to play phone tag, right? So he's going to go there, he's going to find a time that works for him. He's going to click on it, and up will come all this information. He can drop it down and book the 30-minute appointment if he wants. And he's going to book his own appointment in my calendar. So I try to make it as easy as I possibly can for somebody to book an appointment with me. And I know you have the same system set up. And it's free. I get this for free from YouCanBook.me. It's a great add-on to any type of appointment setting, and it makes the lead generation and appointment setting so much easier. I mean, I can't tell you how many times people book their own appointments with me versus me tracking them down. So the simpler, here's the key to everybody watching this video, okay? You want to make it as simple as possible for people to connect with you. You want to make it as simple as possible for people to set up an appointment with you. And if you do that, more and more people will set up an appointment.
Yeah.
So let's get back to Envia here. So basically what we want to do is we want to generate at least 4 of these qualified leads a day. That's going to be 20 a week. And by doing that, we're going to be able to send 4 emails a day and get into a dialogue, okay? And I've known you now for a while. I know you're professional, and you carry yourself very, very, very professionally. And so we're going to have that professional dialogue with these people, and our ultimate goal is to book a 10-minute phone call, either for myself, because I agreed to help Srini out with this. That's what I do with for some of my clients is I will actually do appointments for them and close business for my clients. That's what I love to do, that type of stuff. So what I've agreed to do with Srini is either get them on his calendar for a 10-minute phone call, or get them on my calendar for a 10-minute phone call, okay? And on that 10-minute call, we're going to have a conversation with them and see if it makes sense for us to get together and discuss Envia's business, okay? Any questions about that?
No.
Okay. All right, so for the rest of you that are watching this video or listening to the recording, okay, I want you to go back and watch this and listen to this at least 7 times, okay? I want you to go to your LinkedIn profile, get that up to date, and then what I want you to do, the same advice I'm going to give Shannon right now, is this becomes a system when you put an appointment in your calendar and make it a reoccurring appointment. So what I would do, Shannon, is as you get used to this, it's only going to take no more than 15 minutes a day. So I would book a half-hour appointment just to be safe towards the end of the day and set it up as a reoccurring appointment so you can be consistent with it. And you're going to need about a half hour because to generate 4 new leads is going to take about 5 to 7 minutes. And then to respond to all the messages that are going to start happening is going to take a little bit longer, okay? So I would carve out a half hour a day just for lead generation. And if you do that, then we'll be able to get at least 8, 9, 10 appointments a week set up, which will ultimately lead to 5 or 6 discovery sessions, which will ultimately lead to 2 or 3, maybe even 4 new clients a month, and it becomes a system. And so every single one of you out there outside of Envia, you go do that in your business. And I don't care what kind of business you have. I have clients in every type of business, and I've taught them this system. It works across the board, okay? And it only works if you actually do it. So if you need any help with it, if you need any, want to connect with me at all, just go to johnpyron.com and scroll down and click on book appointment and book a time for us to chat for 10 minutes. Before you do that, I want you to go to LinkedIn and request to connect with me. And so hope this training has been valuable. Hope that you got a lot out of it today. I look forward to talking to all of you at a later time. And go out and definitely make it happen. We'll talk to you guys later.